Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us First Heard. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be talking about Tesla, Netflix, and Facebook. And if this is your first time joining us, please hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate all the people that have been tuning in, all the people that have been subscribing to us. We're almost at, we're just a few away from 2,400 subscribers. Things have been going fast. I just want to thank you all. If you're not already part of our options trading group, I have a link below. You can join that. We have a free options trading book on free options trading group on Facebook. Hit the link below. Join there. A lot of good info there. Post a lot of our trades. But what we're going to do is we're going to start to get into it here. We'll go Tesla. Probably the most controversial stock right now. It's been a pretty controversial stock for quite a long time, and as you can see here, you know, I've covered this before, but it's gotten even more interesting now that Elon Musk says that there's going to be a buyout. However, if you've been in the news lately, things have been not been going very well for Elon Musk or Tesla shareholders. As you can see here on the after it was rumored to have the buyout, you know, went from 300 all the way up to 380. If you do notice that it hasn't gone above, about in September, 389 was the all-time high. It didn't go that before. It's gone down, so it's gone up from 300 to almost 390, all the way back down to 290 as of today, just in a period of two and a half weeks. And you know, to kind of kick things off here, you know, Elon Musk, you probably, if you're not familiar with it, Elon Musk right here was saying he tweeted this stuff, which is kind of shady. Am considering taking Tesla private, funding secured. And it turns out that it's kind of sketchy. He didn't necessarily have the funding secured per se. You know, there were some groups of investors he was saying that maybe they were going to invest or whatever. And then the other thing is, kind of interesting. I don't know if this is real or not. Let me move this over so you can see a little bit better. I don't know if this is real or not, but Azalea Banks said she was at Elon Musk's house and that Tesla was scrounging for investors after tweeting about taking Tesla private, which is kind of strange. You know, and she said she didn't talk to him directly, which is kind of sketchy. I don't know if this is a good source or she's just looking to get some shine or what, but it says could hear that he was scrambling because he was in fact didn't have any funding secured. So a lot of scrutiny. I'm thinking they're probably going to make a movie about this one day, basically how it's going to go down. Now the SEC is involved. SEC's investigating Tesla. They subpoenaed Elon Musk. They subpoenaed Tesla, and I think he's supposed to be being interviewed this week. And then to kind of make matters worse, he did a interview with the New York Times. You know, says an emotional Mr. Musk. Basically, he was crying. You know, it appears that Elon has gotten a little bit unstable. What's going on, King Jacob? We're gonna get to Facebook right after this. You know, it seems, you know, if you read this article, you can look it up. You look up Elon Musk, New York Times. You can read this article. You know, it says Tesla has struggled to meet production goals in recent months. His behavior has grown increasingly erratic. So he's been having issues like on not this past earnings, but the earnings before that. Things got crazy. He was calling people out. He was belittling people, not answering their questions, and that's not how a CEO of a public company acts. You know, he does have a thing against shorts. If you're on his Twitter, he does have plenty of things against shorts. You know, even let's see here short shorts are coming to Tesla soon. Coming soon to Tesla merch. What are your favorite short shorts? Paired with thigh-high sock boots. I mean, it's just getting crazy. You know, people say it's Ambien, people say it's, you know, whatever. But you know, today it came out that Citi was saying that the recommendation for the stock is neutral or high risk. They're saying that he should raise capital to in the event that the deal doesn't go through the buyout. They think that shareholders are going to sue. because he tweeted that they were going to have a buyout, and if they don't have a buyout, shareholders are going to sue. And long or short, whatever your position is, this is a recommendation. Now, this is my personal opinion, has nothing to do with if I'm right or I'm wrong. So I'm just expressing my personal opinion here and what I think. I was actually a Tesla shareholder. I actually sold mine. I have another video of that. I sold them for 110% gain. I bought them for $150. I sold them for $315 back in November of 2017. And because I didn't see the stock going anywhere, I didn't see they were missing their production goals. A lot of bad press. They had factories. They were having fires in their factories. They're having a bunch of issues. And as you can see, it's just been going sideways. So I invested that money in Twitter and Square, and thankfully I did, because really it's gone nowhere except for, it's back to 308. I mean, I sold at 315, and we're coming up on 8 months later. It's really gone nowhere. I've been pretty much buying and selling, or selling premium in there. I don't really buy options in here because they're pretty expensive, but I've been selling premium. And it's been going well. I mean, this is a very good stock to trade options on. Now, for myself, I don't think it'll be a buy. I mean, whether they hit the 420 or not, they get the buyout. I honestly don't care. I made my money on it. I'm happy with that. But in terms of the business, I think they're going to have a hard time. They have a lot of debt. Interest rates are climbing, and now they have all this bad press, and they have the SEC on them. As I go through this, if you have any questions or you have any input, definitely leave a comment below. I see quite a few people are tuning in now, so leave a comment below if you have any questions. While I go through this, I'll do my best to answer everybody's question. So as you can see, their stock's gone nowhere. It's been ricocheting. Hit 244 down here, and went up to 380 again. It's just been crazy. So for me, I don't think I'll be buying any more stock, but I definitely will be trading options on it. I don't like the lotto play of that they're going to get a buyout at this point. It seems unlikely, but hey, it could happen. They know something. It was a very weird day. Let's get into Netflix. Netflix is also, people are saying its PE ratio is too high, but they were also, if I remember correctly, a couple of years ago, they were saying the same thing when it was $93 a stock, and now Netflix is, went all the way to 423. Now it's 327. It's tripled, quadrupled, more than quadrupled in price, and people aren't understanding, where to get in it. And for myself, I was actually thinking that it was kind of expensive, but it just keeps going up, and you don't know why. And for myself, it came to the realization that, some stocks you can't. You don't trade by the PE ratio, or you do all of these mathematical equations. People like what they like. Whenever I ask my son, what does he want to watch on TV? He says Netflix. He doesn't even say Disney Channel. He doesn't say anything like that. It just goes straight to Netflix. We're there. And if you didn't know, Netflix is going to invest $10 billion in content next year. And also they're losing their deal with Disney, because Disney is getting their own streaming service coming up and running. So with that, with Netflix, they're just launching all these original shows because they're not going to pay the licensing fees. Other studios like HBO, AMC, all those people, their stuff comes and goes. Netflix is investing in themselves. It's kind of like Amazon. It's kind of like Amazon back in the day, where they still do. They just invest in their own business. They don't worry about profits. They don't worry about what's next. They invest in themselves. They invest in getting ahead. And Netflix, I think, is taking that same approach, where they're just taking the money, investing in themselves. And people complain about the price. I mean, for $11 a month or whatever it is, $12 a month. I have Netflix subscription, but I don't even notice it coming out of my bank account. I definitely think they could charge more, $25 a month even. Some people get mad at me when I said that before on Twitter, but if you pay $25 a month on on Netflix, still way cheaper than your cable bill. Your cable bill is over $100 a month, or at least $60 a month. I don't know, unless you want the very basic channels, but even the basic channels, they give you like $30 a month. Now, I did think it got really overextended here. It went from 300 to 423 in 8 weeks. It got super extended. I definitely didn't want to buy that. I was actually thinking I'd like to buy more around the $200 mark, but that's not the case. I've been just trading options on it, and that's been going well. It had a steep drop here from 420 down to 327. I put on actually today, I put a vertical put spread because I saw it got a bit extended here. In the last few days, it went from 358 down to, the teens, 313. I put a vertical put spread on I got the 325 and the 322.50, and that seems to be going well already. But what I'd like to see out of Netflix is that they have their own live shows, maybe some new shows. I do know that they have like Chappelle, that kind of thing, a lot of comedians, but they should do like a Fox News, kind of like a live news segment. I think would bring a lot of people in and also increase revenue. So I think that, despite how high it is, I still think that Netflix is going to go up. Also it does depend on market conditions. I mean, we're in a very bullish market. I mean, the market's just been going crazy. I mean, just nuts. And I think that, a good sell-off here. I mean, I actually would like to come down to this range here, down the 250, 260 range, before going back up. Maybe we just got a little dead cat bounce here today. I don't know. They did announce today that they want to test out ads in between in the show, kind of like how Hulu does, and that kind of what probably causes bounce today, because it's going to generate more revenue. I think that if they even raised it a couple dollars, $5, I mean that's gonna do a lot for the stock and a lot for their profitability, even though they're spending so much money on content. Facebook, on the other hand, now Facebook, I still own Facebook stock. My average cost is $88 a share, and I've been holding it for a few years, obviously. And Facebook, if you look at this year, really has gone nowhere. Most of its gains came from 2017. When it was down here in the low 100s. Most of its gains came from 2017, when we just had the huge climb up. But this year, if you go back just this year, the stock's been doing nothing. I mean, they've been having decent earnings. They make cash. I mean, I love that about Facebook. They make cash, but they are just like Twitter and Snapchat, reporting slower user growth. And I don't know why it went from 160 to 218. I don't think anyone does. People were just loading the boat when it got low, and I think a lot of people were shorting it, and it just caused this huge rip up. And then, we had this 20% drop here, and it was a 20% drop from the top. But if you look at the rest of the graph, really, we're in the same place as we started the year. I mean, really no different. We're in the 170s. Yeah, it did go to 149 on that data scandal thing. But if you think about it, like I said before, this is just my opinion. Do what you want with what you own, but this is what I've been doing. Thanks, King Jacob. I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate it. But if you think about, Facebook, they're generating a lot of cash. They also have Instagram in their back pocket. And I don't know if, now the Oculus, I don't know if that's actually going to be becoming a thing in the future. AR, augmented reality, I don't know how big that's going to play out, because it hasn't yet. I know the iPhone 10 has a lot to do with AR, so does the new Samsung phones, stuff like that. I don't know if people are going to pay $200 to $500 for an AR headset. It's definitely a huge cost. So I don't know if that's going to play out, but I think in the near future, Instagram is just going to be their cash cow. It's going to be off the chain, and they haven't monetized it the way they have Facebook, and I think that it's going to go up. I think people spend a long time on Instagram, and I think that people they're going to be making a lot of money from Instagram, and they paid $1 billion for it, which basically is nothing for Facebook, and they have cash on the side. So the one thing that I am worried about is slower user growth. Don't like that, but if they could find them. But at the end of the day, there's only 7 billion people on the planet. I mean, and I don't know what are they at. What are they like 3 billion now, 2 billion? Either way, pretty much all the first world countries, everyone has a Facebook. If you live in a first world country, they tried to do that. They actually ended the project where they were beaming internet to third world countries, but they found that wasn't really cost effective, I think, and shareholders were like, hey, what's going on here? But in the long term, I think Facebook's going to go up. Will it go back up to 218? When and how? Who knows? Obviously, we're going to need a catalyst on that. But in terms of profitability, now if they have a couple more bad quarters, they're going to be into the kind of the oversold zone. But they're gonna, Facebook's going to turn it around. They're not going to just take the beating. And they wouldn't be too concerned about, how media played it up. There's that they had the 20% drop, but that's 20% drop from the highs. Really, it's gone nowhere this year. But, that's pretty much just what my thoughts are lately. I'm trading options on these. I'm not really buying or selling any of the stock, but I'll be doing some options trading. So, join our options trading group below. That's just my 2 cents on a couple stocks that I'm trading now that I've been trading pretty profitably. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Hit that like button if this video was of value to you. And thanks a lot for watching.